Church, I am going through unintended celibacy. This is the Going Through podcast. To all my returning church members, baby, welcomes. And to all my new people, please, baby, please make sure to smash that subscribe button and to also click that bell notification so you are notified every time I decide to upload a video. Now, church, look. Our text today is taken from brother 50 Cent, and 50 Cent recently took to his social media and told his followers that he is practicing abstinence in 2024. I think it's a beautiful thing, okay? For someone that has the persona of 50 Cent in terms of, money, excess, women, success, for him to be like, sex is a distraction, I need to take that out for right now so that I can focus on my larger goals, I think it's very inspiring, okay? And it definitely hit me in a kind of innate way in terms of where I am in my life right now, right? So for me, the reason why I'm abstaining, and I say it's unintended, is really because it's all by happenstance. The last time I had sex, if I go back in my mental Rolodex, was February of 2023. Okay, so it's almost been a year. It's been about 11 months so far. And my celibacy, my abstinence has kind of been as a result of, traumatic relationships, right? A series of traumatic relationships, in the eternal words of Lemony Snicket, a series of unfortunate incidents, right? I know that my relationships don't tend to work out in a longevity-based format because I'm always choosing the wrong person, okay? When people ask me what my type is, I'm very consistent: tall, attractive, tattoos, rough demeanor with a heart of gold. Once I see that, I'm like, oh my God, I can change them. Oh my God, this is the one for me. Oh my God, I'm gonna make this work out at any cost, okay? And the cost usually is my mental sanity, me going back and forth with somebody, and me not paying attention to my goals, because what I tend to do is get immersed in someone's life, and that's never good to do because you forget about yourself in the process. And when you forget about yourself, you forget about what you want, and you forget about what goals you're trying to reach, right? So my goal this year is to basically find a middle. Now, honestly, the longer you abstain, the longer you refrain from something, the easier it is to deal with. And I can tell you, today, sitting here at 33, I'm not really thinking about having sex, right? And sometimes I kind of wonder if something is wrong with me. But, what I kind of attribute it to is, when you're younger, right? So when you're in your 20s or you're in your, late teens, past 18 or whatever, you're supposed to dip it and do it. In the eternal words of Wendy Williams, your 20s are for dipping it and do it. And when I tell y'all I lived out my 20s out loud and proud, I absolutely did. I laid it low. I spread it wide. I did exactly what I wanted to. So by the time I hit my 30s, you literally, in the eternal words of Wendy Williams, you look back and you say, I have lived, right? And those are the memories that are supposed to carry you forward from your 30s, 40s, 50s, or whatever. It's not saying that you can't, have a buck wild moment the older that you get. It's just saying that, your 30s are really the time where you're taking a look at your life. Where am I? Where do I want to go? What's gone wrong? What's gone right? And you're kind of formulating a plan to get to where you want to go. And that's really where I am right now. And sometimes I think that the older I get, the more asexual I become. But, when I'm in a relationship with somebody, I am a very sexual person. When I'm not, I'm just simply not. So I'm not opposed to love finding me. I just honestly think that, in the vein of 50 Cent, it would be a distraction where I am right now. My main focus is to try to get my career, my chosen career in terms of, this social media stuff, off the ground and basically moving in a good manner, right? And I wasted so much time. I wasted so much of my 20s on relationships, on people that, did not work out. And I told you I have a pattern of picking the same person, right? So what I learned in therapy is that that's a form of sabotage, right? If you know that this particular type of person does not work out for you, does not work with you, and it won't, go into a longevity-based format, and you still go after that person, that's literally the definition of insanity. Doing the same things and expecting different results. Now, the only problem that I have, church, is that it's very hard for me to be attracted to somebody that does not meet my type specification, right? If I was attracted to somebody like me, I would probably be much happier, right? And in going with that, the thing about it is this. I told my friend this the other day. My goal, an additional goal for myself this year is I want to get to the point where I would date me. And when I say I would date me, it's you have to look at where you are in life, right? Like, I'm 33. I've started this new career. I'm basically trying to rebuild in terms of, my savings, in terms of living day to day, in terms of where I want to go, right? Everybody is not going to want someone that's in the process of transition, right? That's in the process of finding out where they fit, that's in the process of getting into their chosen career and getting into it in a meaningful way, right? Some people want people that are all the way figured out. Some people are okay with people that are somewhere in the middle, and some people are fine with, dating people that are at the beginning of their journeys. And for me, I just want to be someone that I would date, right? And until I find myself at that place, I just feel like it's best for me to just abstain from it for a while. Abstain and refrain and kind of figure out what I'm trying to do before I bring somebody else into my craziness, right? So, will this be forever? No, because I know myself, and one of the demons that I have to basically grapple with is that I can be seasonally slutty. When the summer hits and them clothes start coming off and stuff, church, something happens to me deep down inside, okay? So I have to pray against it, all right? Pray against it, and I'm honestly asking the universe to not send me anybody right now. Keep everybody away, keep them at bay until I can actually deal with them, because, my main focus right now, I just need my career to work out. I just need all this energy that I'm putting into this thing to actually be worth something. And I don't want to get to the point where somebody amazing comes along and I devote all my energy to them and none to what I'm trying to accomplish. And relationships, say what you want. Yes, they're a great thing. Yes, you build commonalities with people. Yes, it's sharing ideas, sharing concepts, building a life. But it's also a lot of compromise. And where I am right now in my life, I don't want to compromise with anybody, all right? I quit my job because I did not want to fool around with them people anymore. I did not want to argue with anybody anymore, okay? I chose this career because this is something that makes me happy, and this is something that I believe I can build a future in right now. And I don't have somebody right now because I don't want to have to make the decision between, this thing that I want to do in terms of these videos and opportunity that may come up, and somebody that's basically, they might be positioned here in terms of geographically, and they might not want to go with me to where I'm going, right? If all of this works out in terms of my career, I'll probably end up in Atlanta, California, New York, something like that. And not everybody is willing to take that journey with you, right? So, I always tell my friends, you're never as unencumbered as you are right now in terms of, you have a job that's paying you, a fair wage and stuff. You don't have any kids. You're not, burdened down by a relationship. You're never as unencumbered as you are now. So you might want to capitalize on that while you can. Things get a lot differently, when you have to worry about somebody else's feelings, somebody else's emotions, where somebody else is going in life. And it can definitely hinder what you have going on in life. So, until the point in time where I feel successful, and I feel like success is, an individual journey, and what success to you may not be successful to somebody else, right? But until I find the point in time where I feel successful, where I can look back and say, wow, look at what I've accomplished. Look at what I'm doing now. Look at how far I've come. That's when I'll know I'm ready to add somebody to my life, because contrary to popular belief, nobody completes you. In the eternal words of Bethany Frankel, okay, nobody completes me. I complete me. And you should be a complete person before you even think about adding someone to your life. It's always a portion where you run into issues when people are trying to find people that complete them, because once those people go away, then you're what? You're incomplete. You feel like you can't go on. You feel like you're longing for this person. You have to be complete within yourself before you add somebody to your life. And I don't feel complete yet. So once I build myself up to completion, or what I think is completion, that's when I know I'm ready to date again and let somebody into the craziness that is my life, and to see what they can add to it. Okay, what can you add to it? What can you bring to it? So thank you, 50 Cent, for basically putting words to what I was feeling right now. But I do have a lot of big ideas. I have a lot of, big things that I want to accomplish this year. And I think that sometimes you have to have a singular focus, right? When you skew your focus so many different ways, you tend to get taken down a lot of different tangents. So I'm fully focused on my career in 2024 and building this. And hell, let a relationship be damned at this point. All right. Now, y'all, I think that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Let's move into some Dear Dasher. Now, y'all know I'm always trying to help people even when sometimes I shouldn't. So this is Dear Dasher. Now, today's letter comes from Mariah. Hey, Mariah. And Mariah writes, Dear Dasher, that's me. I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years. We got together a few months after I started medical school. Everything is going great, and we've even been talking recently about our future plans and getting engaged. But here's my problem. My money is extremely tight between medical school, my loans, the interest on my loans, and everyday life. The last thing I or my budget needs at this point is to figure out how to finance a wedding. I told my boyfriend, let's just do the justice of the peace thing, but he's against it since he has a big family and they're very traditional. I do love him and I don't want to make him wait 5 years as I finish medical school and residency, but I don't believe going into additional debt for a big wedding right now is a good idea. What should I do? Well, Mariah, you done found yourself in quite a pickle, okay? From the top of my head, I have 2 suggestions, all right? Suggestion number 1 is this. If going into debt right now is not what you really want to do, because you have medical school, your loans, the interest on your loans, and everyday life, girl, I understand. My brother is in medical school, and it's a fool sometimes if you don't have scholarships to offset all the costs that you're going through, right? But if your money is tight, all right, you don't mention your boyfriend's money being tight, but I would ask, in the eternal words of Nene Leakes, what's your status at the bank, okay? Look, if it's important to the boyfriend and it's important to his traditional family, then I say, let him pay for it, okay? Let him and his damn family, I don't mean his damn family, let him and his family pay for it, and you just show up, okay? Make it a plug and play situation. They make all the decisions, you come in after the fact and you might have veto power in terms of yay or nay. They put you in the dress, they have the videographer, they do the whole big traditional wedding, and then everybody goes home happy and you go back to studying and taking tests, okay? I think that's probably the best solution for your situation, but I do have a secondary solution, right? Because I always believe in a backup plan, Jesus, all right? Now, if the main thing that's important, right, to y'all is to, have your love be solidified and get married, I think that's great. In this day and age where these dudes out here don't want to commit, the fact that he wants to make an honest woman out of you and wants you to be his wife, I think it's wonderful, right? I think your boyfriend kind of needs to be a little bit more lenient with that whole justice of the peace thing. It's still a wedding. I know it's not the traditional thing, but if the most important piece is for y'all to be married, then it basically accomplishes that goal, all right? Now, what I say is this. I say you should make it kind of like a under the radar secretive event. You and your boyfriend go down to the justice of the peace. You officially get married on paper. You make him happy for that aspect in terms of you being his wife, right? But this is what I say do. Get very nondescript rings, okay? No silver, no gold, no diamonds, okay? I'm talking promise ring based stuff. Make it a clear ring, make it a like a black ring or some sort of statement ring, right? Don't wear it on the wedding finger. Only y'all two know that y'all are actually married. The other, portion of the world, your family, friends, they don't need to know, all right? That's for the two of you. And then basically wait until after you finish medical school and your residency, which apparently will take 5 years or whatever. And then after that happens, have the huge big wedding when you can now afford to do it, right? That could be a good backup plan. I know he doesn't really want to do the justice of the peace, but at least you have to kind of figure out what's your main goal. You can't always have everything in life. Do you want the marriage or do you want the big wedding? Sometimes you have to kind of pick the struggle that you want. You can't have it both, right? So if it's the marriage that's important, then just go down to the justice of the peace. If it's the big wedding that he wants, then maybe him and his family need to pay for it. But, that's the best that I got in terms of your situation, Mariah, and I hope that I was able to help you. Now, if y'all are out there and y'all have a problem like Mariah, or, it doesn't have to be like Mariah, I would hope that eventually y'all will write your letters to datdamndasher@gmail.com with the subject line of Dear Dasher, and maybe I'll be helping you just like I tried to help Mariah through this damn situation, all right? Now let's get into a new segment that I am calling Church News. Now, sometimes I read a news story and I just can't keep it to myself, hence church news. Now, our church news for today comes from the AP, Associated Press, and the article title is Exploding Toilet at a Dunkin' Store in Florida Left a Customer Filthy and Injured, Lawsuit Claims. Now, Paul Kerouac is seeking more than $100,000 in a negligence lawsuit filed against Dunkin' Donuts, claiming he was injured by an exploding toilet at one of the coffee chain's locations in Central Florida. Paul says he suffered severe and long-term injuries after the explosion left him covered in human feces, urine, and debris. After the explosion, he walked out of the men's room seeking help from workers and the store's manager. An employee told him that they were aware of the problem with the toilet since there had been previous incidents. Paul says that he has suffered severe bodily injury and he has required mental health care and counseling since the incident in January 2022. Church, look. There is not enough money in the world to compensate Paul for his damn ordeal, all right? I don't care whether it's Dunkin' Donuts. I don't care whether it's Starbucks. I don't care whether it's Panera. I don't care whether it's Einstein Brothers Bagel. A public toilet is a public toilet, all right? And being covered in urine, feces, and debris. What the hell is debris, okay? Paul, this is my first question, all right? When you said that the toilet exploded, did the physical toilet explode, right? Sending shrapnel, urine, feces, and stuff everywhere? Or was it the contents of the toilet that exploded out, right? Either way is bad, but it's a very important distinction to make, all right? Now, I just have, several questions. The toilet explodes, you're in shock. Clearly, you pull your clothes back up, back on, whatever, go out to the front desk. The people at the front desk say that there's been a problem with the toilet. They're already knowledgeable about it, right? How do you then go home? Like you cannot get into your car covered in urine, feces, and debris. Like, you can't jump in your car and just ride home. Like, do you phone a friend in the eternal words of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Like, Paul, how did your ass get home? Please send that information to datdamndasher@gmail.com because I am curious, okay? In my mind, the only way you can get home is you have to call a friend to bring you a change of clothes, okay? And not only a change of clothes, but bring me several trash bags and also some damn rubber gloves, because I'm fitting to drive my car or sit in someone's car looking like Missy Elliott down to Super Duper Fly, all right? Paul, I hope you get more than $100,000 because it's worth much more than that, all right? The main goal of lawsuits in the United States of America, okay, is to aim high and settle somewhere in the damn middle. At $100,000, you probably gonna get less than that. So I say you should sue those people for about $500,000 and then maybe settle somewhere in the $200,000 to $300,000 range. Because to me, an exploding toilet that covers you in urine, feces, and debris, that's long-lasting mental trauma, okay? And you need to pile it on thick. I can't even use my toilet at home, okay, without fear that it's going to explode, all right? Say that the shrapnel was stuck in your clothes. You keep finding pieces of it. You can't get clean. You can't take enough showers to get the damn smell off of you, Paul. Now, don't say I ain't never tried to help you, y'all. Now, y'all, I really think that's all I want to cover in this episode of the Going Through podcast. So if you you liked what I said, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all social media at DatDamnDasher. And until next time, y'all, I will leave you in the ever eternal words of LaToya Luckett, okay? Put me in the trunk, Jesus, and help me not to block my own blessings. I'll go through with y'all again next week. Bye.